up? It's Cinema Shogun here, and I think we have all been asking the same question. Why was Will Smith not kicked out of the Oscars? After he walked his ass on stage and assaulted Chris Rock, why was he allowed to waltz his ass right back to his seat, attend the rest of the show, and not just that, even be presented with an award and give a whole entire speech? Well, it turns out that it actually just came out moments ago that the Academy and the Oscars, they asked Will Smith to leave, and he actually refused. He refused to leave the Oscars, despite them asking him to leave multiple times. Now, of course, they could have escorted him off the premises. They could have forcefully made him leave. I mean, let's be honest. If it was you or if it was me, we would have been mobbed by police. We would have been beaten with billy clubs, pepper sprayed. They would have slowly dragged us out by our tits as B-level actors who haven't been relevant in over 15 years scowled down upon us like the peasants that we are. We would have never have been able to go back to our seats. But of course, we would have never been invited in the building in the first place. But nevertheless, Will Smith went up on the stage, committed a crime in front of the entire world. The Oscars airs in so many countries I can't even begin to name. The whole entire world watched Will Smith break the law on television, walk back to his seat, and suffer no consequences. In fact, they painted his wife out to be the victim in the situation. In fact, they gave him a standing ovation. But I want to go ahead and dig into some more details about what's going on here, because there actually is an investigation into what happened at the Oscars, and this information just dropped. Will Smith refused to leave the Oscars after slapping Chris Rock, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences said Wednesday, as the organization began initiating disciplinary proceedings against the actor for violating their code of conduct. Things unfolded in a way we could not have anticipated, the Academy said. While we would like to clarify that Mr. Smith was asked to leave the ceremony and refused, we also recognize we could have handled the situation differently. Yeah, of course. Do you think that if you go physically assault someone that they're just going to come, hey, can you leave? And you're just like, no. You're like, oh, okay. Obviously, none of us will probably ever be at the Oscars, but let's say we're at McDonald's. Do you think if you go smack the lady who has taken your order and they ask you to leave and you say no, that they're going to say, oh, okay, well, here's some fries, here's a Happy Meal toy. We really appreciate what you did here tonight. Stay here as long as you want. Hell the fuck no. Hell the fuck no. That would never happen in a million years. Yet Will Smith must be a god amongst men because the same laws don't apply to Will Smith. Why is that? I think there's various reasons, but we all know that the Hollywood crowd is the rules for thee, not for me crowd. That's why I don't take anything these people say seriously. They don't think that the natural rules of the world apply to them. They don't think that the same laws apply to them. Any man who thought that the regular rules of society apply to them would think twice before smacking someone at the Oscars for telling a joke. This isn't a bar. This isn't the club. You're not hanging out with your buddies on the street. This is the Oscars, one of the most prestigious events in the world. For years, long before I was even thought of, comedians took the stage of the Oscars and cracked jokes about the people in the crowd. These people's lives are so good. These people experience things on the daily that we could only dream of ever possibly experiencing. And they can't take a freaking joke. I could take a joke. Every day, when I put myself on this platform on YouTube, I subject myself to other people's opinions of me and what I have to say. And I can handle that because I'm a grown-ass man. Will Smith could never handle something like that. Will Smith couldn't even handle a G.I. Jane joke at the fucking Oscars while sitting front row knowing that he is about to win an award. Seriously. The Academy says that Will Smith will be able to defend himself in a written response before the board meets again on April 18th. Disciplinary action for the actor could include expulsion, suspension, and other sanctions. So they're going to drag this on for a while. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. We know how these type of things work. I mean, most of us watching this channel, we look into other type of cases. Not something like this. I've never seen something like this before. But we all know that this is going to be a long process. Will Smith is going to be able to reply to this. But I don't think this looks good on his behalf. Because he was asked to leave. They didn't force him to leave. They didn't take the necessary steps to make him leave. Like they would have had it been someone else. But nevertheless, they asked him to leave and he refused. He downright refused. And he should have did the classy thing and left. But he didn't. Just like he didn't do the classy thing and take that joke. So that's 2 strikes already right there. I mean, you smack the guy on live television and then you refuse to leave. And, you know, people are at home watching you give this speech and everything like that. And we don't know the details that you've had people repeatedly ask you to leave the premises and you refused. And I think partially they just didn't want to make a scene. But also, the Oscars is woke. And they didn't know how to handle that. Had it been a white person, they would have been out of there. But because they're trying to, you know, be more, I guess, inclusive, and I can't begin to understand how these people's minds operate, but they're totally like just off the wall, the things they think. You know, it's just they're really far out there. And I think that they would have I think that they think that they would have been viewed as racist if they kicked Will Smith out of the Oscars. Or if they didn't just sit there and accept everything he did. Because they're that woke. They're that cringy and stupid that they're afraid to apply the same rules to Will Smith because they want to be viewed as holier than thou and totally accepting and totally woke, when in reality it shouldn't matter what race you are. If you do something stupid, you do something stupid. We all should suffer the same consequences. But they wanted to protect Will Smith in that moment because they still want to protect their narrative. The Oscars has been about bashing basically straight people. It's been about bashing white people. Let's just be honest. That's where half the jokes and half the aggression is pointed to in these jokes made at the Oscars. And I don't get upset about that because I can take a joke. So I think that's why they didn't go as hard as they would have, because they don't want to lose that mystique about them, that they're the holier than thou, super, what is the word that they like to use? Damn, I can't think of some of these fucking woke nonsense words that they like to spew out of their mouth. They're allies. They want to be viewed as allies of BIPOCs, Black and Indigenous people of color, and the LGBTQA plus A2 movement. I can't think of all the letters, sorry. But they don't want to be viewed as someone who is a non-ally. So if you fit inside those 2 demographics of the people who they think that they're trying to protect, or they virtue signal and claim they're trying to protect, then the same rules do not apply to you in their eyes. So that's why Will Smith was not physically kicked out of the Oscars. But according to what they're saying, they asked him to leave repeatedly and he refused. And I want to know your thoughts about that down in the comments below. But while you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. And as always, find some time out of your day to go watch a movie. Not starring Will Smith. Let's watch a Chris Rock movie tonight.